Hi there, Z here, and I got a nice, very special Alpha as for you guys. Not special in the fact that, like, it's so good or unique, or not special like it's so bad that it's near the spectrum. No, nothing like that. It's special for me, simply for the fact that I played this game before it was even out to everyone else to play. I played it like pre-alpha, and you may ask me how the hell did that happen, Zach? Very simple. But 3 years ago, I think, I went to PAX. PAX Prime. I went all the way over there into Seattle, dressed up like Carl Nanalewski. Obviously, you can't go to PAX without going in some sort of cosplay. And I saw the developers, and they were pretty cool dudes. I forgot I took a picture of that, and I forgot my cousin put it up on the internet for everyone to make fun of me. So, you know what? I'm gonna keep this up. You know why I'm going to keep that up? Because how many of you out there have the dedication to do what I just did right there, huh? Get rid of the hair, get rid of the beard, show your big man gut out there. How many of you have the balls to do that? Yeah, sure. Oh, I dressed it up like Slutty Misty from Pokemon, or I dressed up like a low budget League of Legends character. Yeah, that's all fine. But how many of you are willing to revolt every single person in the room for your unhealthy obsession with a side character from an Adult Swim cartoon that was canceled 5 years ago? Fucking not one of you! I'm sorry. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh, right. Alpha S. Eco. Let's check it out.
Check it out!
So I can imagine some of the initial questions will be, is this pretty much just like Minecraft? And is this really worth $30? And will my dad ever come back? With the answers being kinda, no way, and highly doubtful. It doesn't take this long to get your birthday present from the back of his pickup. I can understand why the first thing that you and many commentators on the internet will say that this just looks a lot like Minecraft. I mean, you dig dirt, you can mine rocks, you can chop down trees, it has all that good business. But I feel like there's enough things different about this game that kind of pulls away from Minecraft clone and then just goes right into the regular building survival ripoff with some interesting concepts that still kind of fail at the end. But let's start with some backstory to this. Eco is from developers Strange Loop Games and initially started as a sort of educational game for students to show how fragile the ecosystem is. You know, chop down trees, not enough people have oxygen now, to kill too many animals. Well, now we don't have any more half duck, half beaver hybrids anymore, and God forbid those monstrosities ever fucking die out. But it was supposed to be this educational game until the developers, in a very sim-esque way, say, hey, we could just make this educational software into a legitimate game. And so the Kickstarter began and blew the fuck out of their wallets. They went in there for $100,000, came out of there with $200,000, and so they started making a civilization creating survival simulator of sorts, but ended out just looking like Minecraft at max settings. Who would have guessed? And now it comes down to one drunken YouTuber talking about this game and giving you the straight skinny. Eco is pretty fucking boring. It honestly is. I mean, it's by all means, it's not badly put together. It's not a heap of garbage that they threw at you and said, hey, thanks for that Kickstarter money, here's your abortion of a game. It's nothing like that, but let's just start out from the beginning. So when you first load the game, you'll notice that, hey, not a lot of people are playing this game. Yeah, there really isn't. There's only like a handful of official servers that they give you, with each of them having more pings than Beijing. So of course, instead of constantly playing a whole 3 seconds behind the present time, effectively becoming the shittiest time traveler ever, I decided to manually look for servers that were under 100 ping. Instead, I only found just a couple of empty worlds. But whatever, it's just like I just want to play the game at this point to see if it's worth the effort or not. And the first thing I notice is the character creation not only looks lazy, but evil. There's something wrong with this guy. He looks out into space like he's been through 8 world wars. This guy is eternal. He just looks terrifying. So of course, being a gamer, I have to make him more terrifying and make him an albino. So yeah, let's just keep going on here. And then when I actually get into the world, the second thing I notice is the movement is so fucking slow. Like, I don't need Call of Duty speeds here, guys. I'm not picky. But maybe something faster than 2 slugs fucking would have been fine. Wait, do slugs actually bang? Hold on. Okay, slugs are hermaphrodites. They circle each other, and then the sperm is attached to the protrude. Oh god, this is horrendous. Moving on. Even when running, it just goes a little bit faster than what you're walking in at that time. And it was then I realized that if there's literally anything in front of you, or you're walking through anything, tall grass, short grass, the flora and the fauna of the forest, your speed is severely handicapped. I mean, that's what it made it feel like. I don't know, I wasn't really clocking my speeds, I didn't have a fucking speedometer, but it seems like when I wasn't walking on anything, it was fine. When I was walking on stuff, it felt like I was going so slow. But okay, fine, whatever. I guess I'll just hack down all this grass around my area at least, so I don't have to deal with this problem. The fuck you will, Eco says. Here's an axe, a shovel, a pick, and a hammer. None of these will cut the grass. Have fun. Well, actually, the shovel will, but you have to dig up the ground, and then you have to put the dirt right back in the ground, and then the grass will go away, but I'm fucking not doing that 1,000 times, Eco. Not doing it. So while you're trying to find a good spot for your starter base, you're just burning all this calories just going through long grass that's fucking everywhere. It might be because of me, I may have picked the wrong biome, but there was grass everywhere. Oh, and while I'm on the calories, let's talk about the eating system. In this game, you have to maintain 5 different parts of your diet. You have to get protein, fat, carbs, vitamins, and calorie intakes that will keep you very productive. To get these, you have to eat different foods that you either forage, bake, or hunt, including tomatoes, nuts, rabbits, deer, etc., etc., etc. And to be fair, it's difficult on its own to keep a balanced diet so you get the maximum amount of productivity and skill points. Downside, it's also too fucking hard because I don't know where to get half this shit! I've been living off of tomatoes and mushrooms for days! Hours of gameplay! Mushrooms and tomatoes, that's it. But for some reason, I can't find nuts to get the fat portion, and I'm fucking penalized for it. Sure, they give you a mini-map, and it's kind of neat because you click one thing and it shows you where an animal or a resource or something is. It just glows on the map. Okay, that's cool. But how am I supposed to know what has fat on it and what doesn't? All I know is that tomatoes and mushrooms don't have fat. That's all I got, because that's all I found. But fine, whatever, moving on. So I make my beginning base, right? And I'm on this nice big hill looking down over everyone else. I'm feeling powerful, I'm feeling privileged. I'm following the tutorials, I'm jumping through hoops, and now it wants me to build an actual base with wood and love and the contempt for the environment around me. Cool, I can do that. I've been playing a lot of survival games in my times. I get that the first thing you need to do is make a house of your own. So, I go to the nearest tree, I chop it down into smaller pieces so I can carry it back to the base, which is pretty cool. It's not the first time that's been done, but it is pretty cool. You have to chop down the tree, and then you can't just take the whole log back. You have to chop the log into smaller pieces. I like the idea. It might just be me. But I go to my workbench, and I start making house parts, and I start building my house's floor. About a quarter of it. And it was at this time I thought, oh, all the stuff I brought back, and I only have like a quarter of the floor. Oh, this is gonna get grindy, isn't it? And grindy it was, because I was in some sort of plains area. There's little to no trees in sight, and since my character runs like his feet are too big, or his dick is too small, and I can only carry 20 pieces of wood back at a time, and each 1 cubic part of my house takes 2 logs, I fucking knew it was going to take forever. I would harvest some wood, go back, put it in my work desk, start making more parts. While they were working, I would go up, back to the tree, bring more parts over, and I did it over and over and over again until, whoops, I completely forgot to eat. Completely forgot eating was a part of the game. So now I can't swing my axe, I can't run, like it fucking did anything to begin with, I can't carry anything, I can't do anything until I find a piece of food just lying around. And after walking around for so long, I finally found one thing to eat, ate it, got my stamina back, was able to run around to collect a few more things for my current hunger and the hunger in the future, and then I noticed that I was playing this for 2 hours, and I was bored to tears. 2 hours, and I don't have hardly anything done. And sure, I agree. Maybe it was because of my own problem for putting my initial base in this plains area that I was mentioning. Maybe it was because nobody was in the world and it's a lot more fun with more people. Well, actually there were people in the world, just not currently. Not in the current sessions that I was playing. And I played this a couple different days in a row. No one decided to come on. I would see structures from like really scant and basic shacks is what they really were, to a fucking Trump Tower like tree fort smack dab in beachfront property. And I thought, how the fuck did these guys build all of this without licking the end of a revolver for some fucking excitement? It was nothing but get resources, do this, build this, make this. No, I won't tell you how to fucking make it. That's why you have a tutorial. Follow the tutorial. I know, Eco, you told me that I have a tutorial, but you won't let me get past the food portion without eating some fat, and I can't find fat, Eco. I can't. I know I can skip it, but I don't want to miss something important by me skipping over an entire section. Just tell me where your mother is. I want to continue. Well, they didn't tell me, and I didn't find nuts or really anything to eat, so I decided to just try and find my own shit. And I really wanted to kill animals all around here because it sounded more fun than anything that I'd been doing. So, to do that, I needed to collect some plant fibers and remembered seeing some near a forest biome near me. And I went down to pick some up, and I, for some reason, couldn't pick up half of them. I don't know. They looked exactly like the other ones that I picked up, but they're not, apparently, because they wouldn't let me pick it up. Yeah, sometimes they'd allow me, while other times they're just like, fuck off. They told me to sit and spin. And this was the game, ladies and gentlemen. Almost 3, maybe 4 hours in, and I'm desperately trying to find the material to make a bow and arrow, and, you know, I'm just shitting on this game now, I get it, but I do understand that there are some people who enjoy these type of games, okay? I'm gonna dial back a little bit, play the devil's advocate. I've mentioned this before. There are some mind-numbing games that are fun, that I personally like. I put on a podcast or a movie that I've been meaning to watch, and I just go to town. But for some reason, this game makes the simplest of tasks seem like they take forever. I don't know if the slow-walking bias is taking hold of me, so think of it what you will. But everything just seems to take forever to do. Chopping down trees, building houses, processing materials. It all seems like it's running at 0.5 speed, and it bothers me. And I think we're far enough in this review that I can mention that the graphics are fine. I've seen quite a bit of people say that they're stunningly beautiful, and at that point I can only imagine these people have just been playing PS2 games their entire life before switching to their first PC game, which would be Eco. And I'm not ragging on the graphics, because for the most part, like I said, they're fine. Not including the horrible character creation, but it's fine. The word I could think of is pretty. It's pretty. Not beautiful, not stunning, just pretty. But I'm just gonna save you all the boring stuff that I did and cut to my final house, because at this point I'm pushing 4+ hours and I'm running out of things to watch while recording to keep me awake. So in the last ditch attempt to spice everything up, I said it's time to say goodbye to my virtual realm and plunge myself off the highest drop off I could find. It's been a pleasure reviewing this game for you guys. Cheers. Oh, yeah, nothing happened, actually. Yeah, let's get back to the review. I take that back. My calories went down a little bit. It's not like nothing happened at all. It seems like when you take fall damage, or any damage in this game, it just takes away from your calories, and that's what I realized. There is no death in this game. You can't throw yourself off a ledge and find sanctity in that. You can't starve yourself to death Gandhi style. This game is a purgatory. Oh, sure. There's supposedly a comet coming to crash into this little planet of yours in a set amount of days. I think it's set by the host of the server, but don't quote me on that. And yeah, that's supposed to be the main goal of the game, to get your civilization to rise through the ranks of technology to defend yourself against this looming threat. And oh yeah, that's supposed to be the end game, but there is no end game here, ladies and gentlemen. After defending yourself against this comet successfully or perishing in the flames of its destruction, there will always be other servers out there where you harvest and forage and build and refine forever. And that's the biggest flaw of this game. The developers thought it would be a smashing idea to get 4 to, at some servers I saw 160 people in that world, to have them all come independently, to govern amongst themselves, and to try to fight an evil, overarching force to survive. They had a no sarcasm, great idea where each person would pick a skill to focus on. They would master in that skill and they would work with many other people who have mastered in other skills to build a sophisticated enough society to defend against an oncoming threat. Great idea. Couple problems though, Strange Loot Games. This is the internet. Sure, you'll find some cool chaps one day that you work with. Maybe you'll even become online friends with them and share your secret dream diary with them. But anyone who has ever played Overwatch or Rainbow Six Siege or any MOBA game out there knows that they will have the moment where you say, "Hey guys, good gosh golly, this looks like a great place. I could be the butcher, so if you bring your animals to me, I can render their flesh and give you everything, and then you can do an exchange for something that I need, okay guys?" And then you get one guy, "I'm already the butcher." "Okay, alright then, well what do we need there guys?" "You're gonna gather materials for us." "Well, that doesn't sound too fun, guys. I could be the scientist at that." "I'm already the scientist." "You said you were the butcher." "I'm golden everything!" And that's what's going to happen. You'll always have people who religiously play a game, especially if it's new, and unless you prevent them from maxing out on every single thing that you do, they will already have it done and be the biggest dicks about it. You have a cool concept here, you really do, but oh boy, maybe I just have a shit version of the game, but I found hardly any world with enough people to start sharing a bunch of different roles, okay? And I'm doing everything on my own, and it's so tiring. It's so boring. There's one thing that I actually enjoyed about this game, though. The lawmaking. Okay, so as a citizen in this world, you can make a set of laws and you can vote on it for 24 hours. And if they pass, they institutes all across the world. So, yeah, let's make some laws, shall we? All right, let's be a lawmaker. All right, let's see what we got here. What can we do? On player, on law. Okay, on player, yeah. Sure, let's go garbage. Do it everywhere, I guess, yeah. Don't allow, we don't like garbage here. We're going to, we're going to prevent people from doing it. There we go, now I gotta make a law here. What should we call it? Littering is for fags. There we go, perfect, fantastic. Reasoning? Just don't be one. Fantastic, what a fantastic, I feel really good. Oh, okay. Alright, so maybe it's a bit vulgar. Let's try another one. Well, I just made a law. I think I like it. Socialism. Every days, each player seizes all property. That's nice. And the reasoning? Hey, it's 2019, people. We have to start stepping up every so often. Let's see if I can run for office. I like this. Let's see. My speech. Okay. Let's see here. Make me president, king, lord, emperor, obviously, and everything else like that. And I swear... What do I say? I swear I will bring forth the next Inquisition and make sure no Fortnite players will be allowed on. Vote for me. But anyways, I'm sure I'm missing plenty of this game. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that I didn't even notice until the very end. I mean, I recently found out that you can cut the grass with a scythe, but it's just as tedious as digging up the grass and putting the grass back in, so it really doesn't do anything besides get you, I don't know, some fabric or whatever. And you can also build a wheelbarrow to carry more supplies back to your home, but unless you've built a ramp all the way up to the top, the wheelbarrow can't climb up bumps like you can, and it steers worth a shit. You feel like you're drunk driving the entire thing. So, look, if you enjoy the game, keep enjoying it. I enjoy me some mind-numbing games too. I've mentioned it in previous videos and in this one. But for anyone who liked this whole look what humans can do to the environment if you don't do anything shtick, if you like that kind of stuff but you don't want to nap at your keyboard, look up the game The Universum. I've done a couple reviews about it already because it's just so great. It's in the same boat as this company. It had an idea, started with a Kickstarter, went gangbusters, had a specific roadmap that they're actually keeping to, and then they just started making the game. They started in the Stone Ages, and they're all the way up to the modern ages, and it's been about a year. All of that in a year, they'll be in space in no time. That's all it is. It's space, and then fill the gaps with random events to keep things interesting. It's gonna be a great game, hopefully. Whereas this game, I mean, it was the same exact game that I played 2 years ago with new stuff added, which really isn't a great sign. But, hey, I did become God Emperor of a socialistic dead server, which, you know, it's something. I can walk away from this hating myself for that too. So, thanks for sticking around with me, guys. Cheers.